All right, lastly but not leastly, to wrap up our trip to Arizona, I am taking you to Dreadnought Comic Books. It's right at Highway 17 and Bell Road. Check it out because they've got a huge showroom full of stuff. They got some crazy walls of comic books and lots of cool toys. So check this out. Our Dreadnought Comics. All right, going into Dreadnought Comic Books. Yeah, they have some of the new arrivals sitting up front. Got some cool cases with cool toys. They got all sorts of variety of toys. This is actually my favorite comic book store in the entire Phoenix area. The only thing they're missing is a lot of vintage stuff. You know, they don't have a bunch of 70s, 80s stuff, but they do have everything 90s and up. A few scattered vintage things here and there, but it's the only thing that's a drawback, I guess, if you would say. But the comic book selection is amazing. They have the best comic book selection in the entire Phoenix area. You'll see that as we come. There's some higher end Star Wars figures from the 90s, early 2000s. Power Rangers. They do have a lot of toys, and they have big different rooms for the different stuff. So they have a big main huge room for comic books, and then this big old room here for toys. Lady Death statue. There are in Phoenix. All sorts of different action figures, graphic novels. Here's getting into some of the Dragon Ball Z. There's some more statues up there, and then Marvel Legends, and then they get into some of the little bit of older stuff as we kind of get along here. Marvel Legends, even some more Marvel Legends, some older Marvel Legends, a couple Marvel Select, Captain America there. Let's see, yes, here's some of the 90s X-Men and Marvel. These are pretty cool, and they got really good prices on these, so they're not too bad. So if you need any of these older Marvel, yeah, they got a bunch of the different Spider-Man. Those ones are always usually harder to find. Talking Venom, Spider-Man animated series. So we got Black Cat, Spider-Woman, Talking Wolverine. We got some cable action, Mr. Fantastic. And some old Incredible Hulk figures, X-Men Classics, Marvel Hall of Fame, Ghost Rider. Oh, like that Marvel girl. Ghost Rider, this really cool old Wolverine. I used to have that. I think I still have that loose. Need that Colossus, but let's see, maybe next time. Iceman, Magneto. Let's go along here, get into some of the DC stuff. DC's looking a little light, but you know, they have a little bit. Oh, the Psylocke's nice. It's a nice Psylocke. It's Marvel Selects, they knew what they were doing. There's some loose stuff. And some old package Batman animated. Sinestro. Some loose DC, Superman. Get into some of the Star Wars stuff here. Yeah, some of the Black Series. Not a crazy selection of Star Wars, just kind of, you know, the basic stuff. But yeah, like I said, this guy, he buys mostly, I think, collections wise, he's buying comic books because he has the best selection of comic books in all of Phoenix. It's got the Psylocke. Might have to pick this one up. $10. Not bad. Let's see, a Storm. Oh, White Queen for $10. Don't mind if I do. It's Iron Man down here. Cyclops. More Ghost Rider. These Ghost Rider figures are awesome because they glow in the dark. They got glow in the dark parts at least. I just love that. Moving on, we get some old McFarlane stuff. Just kind of random stuff. Star Trek. Warcraft. A little bit of wrestling. Austin Power. Some Spawn stuff. Some old Evil Ernie. This was awesome. Old Spawn figure. Let's say Wanda. She Spawn. It's up their old Spawn playsets and vehicle. It's an old race car. And I think these have comic books, Swords of Service. And these, they have complete runs in those cases there of comic books, so you can buy a whole run of the set. And he's got some awesome graded comic books like that Giant Size X-Men, Secret Wars #8, the old Wolverine Hulk issue. First appearance of Warlock. A ton. First appearance of Lobo. Old Justice League. I mean, yeah, he's got some crazy great comic books in here. Then we get to this case. Here's some of the vintage like superpowers and some old Joes, old Simpson stuff, like some vintage He-Man, some Thundercats, and we move along to. Yeah, it's got this whole separate other room over here. Moving on to his comic walls, though, real quick. He's got like the best setup for comic books I've ever seen, as far as like being able to display cover to cover. Because he has these big, huge like walls. They're like movable walls. They kind of work like pages. So these big, giant pages of walls, and they're all organized into the different sets. So alphabetical order, and then he also has different sections separated into like different artists. But yeah, this is like the best way I've ever seen to like basically have it so you can see what you want. And basically he has almost anything you could ever want as far as comic books go, like each individual issues. You just ask him and he probably has it somewhere stashed if it's not out here. But yeah, basically almost anything you could think of that you might want, this guy's got out. Of course, I gotta take a good long look at this Green Lantern stuff because love me some Green Lantern. Have most of these, but I still need some of these. Oh yeah, but yeah, some of the prices are great, some of the prices not so great, but it's got some really good deals here and there. So if you're looking around, you can find some good stuff. There's Spider-Man. Got some sweet Spider-Man issues. Look at this Evil Ernie, signed by Stephen Hughes. Rest in peace, Stephen Hughes. Man died, I think, 96, 98-ish, something like that. Died way before his time. But he was the original artist for Lady Death, so anytime I see a signature of his, I snag it up. Let's see, there's mostly new releases over here. Going back into some of the other issues. Some Black Spider-Man issues I haven't seen before. I think I've got that one. That's some sweet. Yeah. I'd love to have a lot of these that I don't have. Spider-Man Adventures. It's the first appearance of the Spider-Man black suit in the animated comic book, animated series comic book based off the cartoon. Moving on to some Lady Death. Of course, we're in Phoenix, so this guy's got a lot of Lady Death because they are based nearby in Mesa. Or not Mesa, it's Scottsdale. Scottsdale's where Lady Death is from. Brian Pulido. Sweet issues of Lady Death. Moving on, I got a lot of those. Or if I don't have them, I used to have them. Alright, Long Shot #1. The Moon Knights. And Moon Knight #1, Marvel Age, Machine Man, Defenders, Werewolf by Night. That's not the reissue, Werewolf by Night. Alright, what else we got here? Some indie stuff, Morbius, Ms. Marvel. I've got that whole set, not the new Ms. Marvel, but the old 70s Ms. Marvel. That's a Greg Horn Ms. Marvel, that's sweet. Love some Greg Horn. Let's see. Yeah, so as you can see, I mean, there's just these wall pages just keep on going on, and there's just so much of New Mutants. All you could probably ever want. Probably got that's a sweet White Queen. Pass that over. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's nice Emma Frost. NYX, Outcast, Omega, Power Girl. Let's get into the Power Girl. Oh, there's an issue of this I'm looking for. I'm looking for Power Girl's first solo run in. What is it? Oh, I'll think about it here in a second. Alright, let's see. Spider-Man, Punisher. Oh yeah, that's the Punisher section. Punisher stuff. All different cool Punisher comic books. My cousin loves some Punisher. We get some more Spider-Man. Can't get enough of the Spider-Man. Well, the black suit Spider-Man. I love the black suit. And I've got a ton of the issues, but that's mostly what I collect comic book-wise. Black Spider-Man, Black Cat, Green Lantern. Those are my things. Venom. That's some sweet variant comics up there. Yeah, there's just so much to look at in here. It's just insane. That's a Zombie Tramp. This must be the horror section. A little bit of horror vibes going on here. The Sexy Ladies. Some Star Wars. Some Legacy. Dark Empire. Star Wars Tales. Legacy. Legacy was probably the best comic book series for Star Wars ever made. It was like 100 years after Luke Skywalker or whatever, but it was great. Some Mystery. Elvira. That's kind of cool. Power Rangers cover. Some Star Trek. Back to the Future. Moving on. There's Crow, The Mask.
Alright, welcome back from Dreadnought Comics. Now let's check out what I got, because I got some cool stuff. Alright, firstly and foremostly, I've been always wanting this Generation White Queen. This is Emma Frost. Generation X. Old 90s Toy Biz. And it was only $10, so you cannot pass that up. Usually when you go places, this one's usually like $15-20. And then I always wanted the Psylocke. I don't think I have a Psylocke figure for my Toy Biz run. So this one's a perfect one to get. Only $10. She's got the light-up side blades. Perfect figure. Comes with a soft goods cape, so that was pretty awesome. And then while I was there, it's a comic book store, so I picked up some new comic books. This is the new Black Cat Infinity Score Variant Edition. Picked that up because, of course, I love Black Cat. Picked up some old stuff. I got the first solo story with Power Girl. It's from, what is it? Showcase number 97. Not too bad of a price on that. And then I picked up this Evil Ernie Revenge comic book just because it's glow-in-the-dark cover, and it's signed by Stephen Hughes, the late, great Stephen Hughes. He was the original artist for Lady Death. See, there's his symbol down there. It's signed 3 times, and Stephen Hughes actually, unfortunately, passed away back in the 90s. So it's super hard to find his signature on anything. Got my Lady of My Little Pony comic book, and then, of course, I got this Star Wars Life Day because I missed out on this book when it hit stores in my area. And I got the variant edition with Princess Leia, so I was pretty excited to get that. And last but not leastly, I forget if this was from Captain Planet or Toxic Crusaders or what it was from, but he's a glow-in-the-dark figure. He was only $10. I was super stoked to see that for only $10. So yeah, picked that up. Always got to go with old glow-in-the-dark figures because I love glow-in-the-dark figures. But that's all I have from Arizona. Check back later because I'll probably show you how I integrate all this crazy madness into my collection once I get home, and whatever else. But yeah, I will see you soon. And make sure to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this trip to Arizona and you like my content.